All right, and welcome back to Bulls Digest. This is the post-game show to the Chicago Bulls beatdown as they get beat here 108 to 100. And it's just, I think, just really the key takeaway from this game is that the 76ers just they really beat the Chicago Bulls up in the paint, and mainly I think it was Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, his 31 points, his 12 rebounds. I think that Embiid just did a great job as far as getting to his spots on the floor, mainly the mid-range, and then there were several times where he was able to just come off of pick and rolls and he was able to get easy layups and things like that. And I think that that was probably the tone setter, I think, for the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, as he was able to pretty much just get anything that he wanted. And I know this is pretty disappointing, especially for the Chicago Bulls, knowing that Embiid was coming in injured. I think that I had talked about the fact that he would or might be on a minutes restriction, but he looked very good for the most part. He looked like he was shaking off the rust against the Chicago Bulls. And so as we look at the box score and some of the key takeaways from tonight's game, I wanted to start with really, I think, he's probably our MVP tonight, even though it was a tough night for him, and that's Zach Lavine. He goes out, he scores 30 points, he has 3 assists in tonight's game, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, but he did have 5 turnovers tonight, and so that was definitely frustrating. We're going to talk about the turnovers here in a moment, but just a frustrating night for Zach Lavine with the turnovers, but he was able to hit some timely shots, and just the team kind of went cold down the stretch, really couldn't score a basket when we really needed it. So next up with Ayo Dosunmu, I thought that he played some good defense out there. Tough defense on Tyrese Maxey, who was able to get it going. He had a triple-double tonight, tried to slow him down, but he only had 10 points. He had 5 assists. He had 3 rebounds, but the 3 turnovers, those definitely hurt him as far as the plus-minus tonight. He was actually minus 16, which actually I think was the worst there of the starters. The next up, talking about Vooch. So Vooch, look, he really struggled tonight. I think that, he was really using a lot of energy defensively out there trying to slow down Joel Embiid, and that did not happen. But he did have 13 points. He had 8 rebounds. He had 3 assists. He had 4 steals. So he did stuff the stat sheet, but it was just a tough night for Vooch out there tonight because Embiid was just, he was just giving him work out there. And so tough one for Vooch on the defensive end. I think that that probably played a bit into the offensive end, and I think that he's probably frustrated too because I think that the Chicago Bulls left a lot on the table by not going inside and giving it to him in the post when he was demanding it. And so, I think it was a little bit of frustration on both ends of the floor for Vooch tonight. Next up with Josh Giddey. So Josh Giddey started off very well. I mean, he definitely looks like whatever was going on with the foot, he looked like he was over that. He definitely looked like he had a lot of energy, a lot of pop to start off. He did have, just stuffed the stat sheet today, 9.7 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals. He had 1 block, and he actually had the best plus minus with a 0 tonight. So I've got to give him credit there. And there were some defensive plays out there where it looked like they were definitely fouls if you look at the game, but hey, the ref didn't call it, so hey, it is not a foul. And so you have to give him some credit there on the defensive end. I think that he got some deflections. I just talked about his block shot. So good job from Giddey tonight, just with the activity. I think it would have been even better today if he would have gotten to double figures and perhaps even got to the triple-double tonight. But still, he was definitely solid for us, I think, as a starter. And so next up, just looking at the bench. And so, look, I think that Jalen Smith is the key takeaway for tonight's game. I think he really had it going as far as shooting the three-point shot tonight. He had 11. He hit a half-court shot, and he's feeling good. He was hitting some walk-up three-pointers that he was trailing on, and he made Joel Embiid kind of have to step out a little bit. But once more, we want to see some more of Jalen Smith. I talked about this before in some prior videos that as you continue to see him play, it looks like that he's a player that he relishes with getting minutes, and so hopefully we see some more of him. But I think he did a good job tonight because really, he was our bench tonight. I think he was probably the best off the bench. Next up, I would probably say the next one would be Lonzo. And so Lonzo has a +4 in the plus-minus box score, but just the defensive activity, I mean, you just want to take that tape and you want to give that to the rest of the team because just the effort that he was giving us out there, and I don't even know if they were telling him to double team Embiid or not, but just his IQ level to go out there and do that, that made it tough on the Sixers, and that's what we need from this team. team. We need more swarming defense like that. And so Zoe, he didn't have the biggest plus minus in the box score, but I don't care. I think that he had the most impact because that's where we needed it defensively. We unfortunately just couldn't get enough stops, but I love the energy that he brought there. Again, 3 points, 2 assists. He had 2 rebounds. He was +4. And then next up, Modest Buzelis. And so we're finally seeing Modest Buzelis minutes. He played 24 minutes. And what I love about this game, even though we're not going to talk about him scoring a lot or anything like that, it was the fact that he went out there and he just played in the clutch. I love that about him, that he was able to play in the clutch tonight. I'm glad that Billy Donovan trusts him to play in the clutch. Hopefully we see some more of that. And it wasn't like it was bad tonight. He was +13, which was pretty good, actually great for us in the plus minus box score. So he's efficient there. 5 points, he had 3 rebounds, and he had a block. And something that I've talked about with Modest, yes, he's not the best on-ball defender yet because he's just not gotten strong enough. And also too, I think that as he understands how to be there defensively, he's going to get better with his footwork, and with that strength, he's going to be able to push through screens. He's going to be able to push the offensive player off the spot without fouling. Right now, he's not there yet, but I love his recovery defense, and that's why you're seeing a lot of block shots. Listen, in a small sample size, he's really getting it done, and so hopefully we continue to see him play some more. So Modest Buzelis, I think, was a bright spot for us tonight, even though he didn't have a whole bunch of points. 5 points, 3 rebounds, and a block tonight, but +13. You had THT, he knocked down a 3-point shot, 1 steal, 1 block, -8. DT, 1 steal tonight. So Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips knocked down a 3 as well. You can see that, we just didn't get a whole bunch of pop from the bench tonight. As we look at just the box score and some of the key takeaways from that, I think that the biggest takeaway is going to be what the Sixers were able to do in the paint tonight. Look, 54-30, that is where the game was won tonight. I think that the Sixers they brought it to the Chicago Bulls after that initial sluggish start. The Bulls were looking good in the first quarter, and then the Sixers just laid the hammer down on the Bulls after that. I mean, they went to work in the paint. Embiid was knocking down those mid-range jumpers. They were getting to the paint, and not just him. Maxey was getting downhill. You saw Paul George was getting downhill. So they just kept getting downhill, and that just crushed the Bulls. So 50-34, the Sixers win in that aspect. Tonight, we get beat in rebounding tonight as well, 56-35. That just goes to the bully ball that the Sixers were playing. They just got really, really big and just got more physical on the Chicago Bulls tonight. Next up, as far as the fast breaks are concerned, we did a pretty good job there. 18-12, the Bulls led that. That was good. I like the fact that we did attack the rim more tonight. There were some instances, though, that I think we passed up some layups because there's one situation where Josh Giddey did get a turnover, and it clearly was a mistake by Kobe White. And this is something that was pointed out during the broadcast as well, where you see Kobe White, he has the opportunity to get a layup, but instead of going for the layup, he's going for the 3-point shot. You see it in Josh Giddey's face, and this is some of the stuff that we've been seeing with this team, is that it's okay to go into the paint. It's okay to go for layups. They have got to get that, just programmed when they go out there and play offense, that it's got to be more than just shooting the 3-point shot. And so hopefully this team cleans that up. That's one instance where I think we missed out on a layup. And so next up, with the block shots, the Sixers were more active there, 5-3. They took care of business. As far as the Bulls, they were a bit more active in the passing lane tonight, 9-8 in steals. And then the field goal percentage, look, the Bulls shot 40.7%, 35.2 from 3. We had 29 assists, so not bad. And then the Sixers, 46.7% from the field, and they shot a cold 25% from 3, but it doesn't matter if you are beating a team up in the paint like the Sixers did. So anyway, that is the post game for tonight. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. I'll probably be doing a video about this, but a tough one for the Chicago Bulls. I think that the bottom line is that the Sixers really beat the Chicago Bulls up. And so let me go over here to the chat. So the loss was expected. The Sixers are a better team. True, they are a better team, but they have been struggling. And, we didn't know what type of Embiid we were going to get. But, yes, the Sixers, should be a lot better than their record. I give you that 100%. So look, I'm glad the Bulls are losing so we can keep the draft pick. Yeah, we do need a draft pick. We do need to get a pick and get a direction. But like I said before, man, if we don't have a direction, I don't know what the pick's going to do for us. So, yes, we do need the pick. I do agree with that. So, keep losing on the Bulls. Need the pick for real. Read that one already. So, we need to trade Coby White. He shoots too many threes when he has the talent to go to the paint. And I'm glad we pointed that out for real. I would trade Coby P. Will immediately. And so that is the debate. I feel you right there. Just checking the chat, by the way, if you're looking at this. And so I feel that is a heated debate. Do you trade a Coby White? Do you trade P. Will? Obviously, I've talked about this before with Coby White being on a great contract. But like I said, when you trade a player like Coby White, I mean, that is a hit, I think, for the Chicago Bulls as far as the draft pick is concerned between him and Ayo. And so, look, I think that the asking price needs to be definitely higher on those pieces. I think that if you're a GM, you would want to have Coby White and you want to have Ayo. And even though you have, some lows where they go out there, and especially Coby White, he maybe gets a little loose with the basketball and definitely takes some forced shots at times. I talked about that in the last games. You see some brilliance out of him too as well. You see his ability to stuff the stat sheet. You see the ability to knock down shots. It's just him getting consistent. And I know defensively, individually, he's not the greatest defender, but when you look at his steals and things like that, he's actually one of the better players on the team with that. And so, I don't know with Coby White. I want to keep him. I think that he can be a building block piece that the Bulls can build around. But that's something that we'll have to see as, I guess, these trade rumors heat up a little bit. And so, anyway, that is the chat today. I don't see anything else out there. I definitely appreciate everybody out there for checking the video out today. Just wanted to hop on and do a quick live as the Chicago Bulls again take a tough loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. And look, this is how you know that the Sixers, again, at full strength with Tyrese Maxey having a triple-double, with Joel Embiid having the day that he had, like, the Bulls still had a chance to win this game. And that just lets you know that the Sixers are just a team that, yes, they're better, but, they're really struggling this year. And so, anyhow, this is Rico, and I'll see you on the next one. Make sure that you press the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys. All right, peace.